Hello, welcome in. It's Thursday. I'm gonna make some chicken, box potatoes, and Margaret Holmes black-eyed peas. So while we wait on some folks to come in, I'll finish getting set up. And get this out. I've made this for y'all before. Better get me another one. It's been a great day, but this is the last of my week off. Had some time off this week. It's been good. Everybody's still coming in. All I'm doing over there right now is boiling some water. Well, y'all are slow to get on here tonight. But it's okay. Folks will catch up eventually. This box potato mix says you need 2 cups of boiling water, a half cup of milk, and 2 tablespoons of butter. So we'll work on that one. I hope I have butter. It'd be a shame if I didn't, and I may not. There we go, just one little, there's some right there. We had a little party at work. If you saw my post, I made ranch dressing. The folks here at the house said it was so good they want me to make a batch to stay here. So we're going to do that. Have you all had a good day? Hope you all. Hello, Seymour. What's for dinner? I'm making buffalo chicken from the Shake and Bake. I've been marinating my chicken. Really, it's in the salt brine. That's going to be what holds it together, I guess you will. And then I'm just opening the black-eyed peas out the can. I'll put a little bacon grease on it. So first of all, I want to get my oven to baking. Nothing fancy. We've done this before. But I just thought I'd hang out with you all. 450 is where we want our oven to be. We still got St. Patrick's Day out. Still got St. Patrick's Day. I didn't even notice that was still out. We'll have to put that with the rest of the stuff. Hello, North Carolina, Carol. How long did you marinate? So it's been in this salt brine with kosher salt for about 2 hours. I had a great day. We had that party at work. Hot dogs. I had chicken, hot dogs, chicken sausage, whatever you want to call it. And everybody was wearing their favorite baseball because it's the opening day of baseball season. So it's kind of neat to see everyone dressed up. I didn't have a baseball jersey, so I just wore my orange Channel 8 shirt from my school visit this morning. I loved hanging out with the kids. That was nice. So, always fun to get to talk to them, and you never know what they're going to ask. I need a half a cup of milk. So, there's my half a cup of milk. I'm going to keep that out because I'm going to make that ranch dressing for y'all. There we go. We'll get that to boiling. This is going to take longer to do than my chicken. I don't know why that's black. Something must have bubbled up over it. So hello, Virginia. Welcome on in. You like my shoes? I keep trying not to get them dirty. White is so difficult to get dirty. But I tried to stay on sidewalks. I did walk around in the yard a little bit earlier today. See if this is boiling yet. It's getting there, it's getting there, it's getting there. And so yeah, we're gonna make some box meals, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. There we go. There's about 2 cups of boiling water. I was about to think that wasn't going to fit. So, while that butter melts, let me get my can open here. We had some Braves jerseys, some Orioles jerseys, some Tennessee jerseys, some jerseys that didn't have anything to do with a sporting team that I'm aware of, but not to say that they're not out there, I'm just not aware of it. These tend to be thick at the bottom, so I add just a little bit of water. Plus, while it's cooking, sometimes with these I have a tendency to cook them all the way down, so I just add a little bit more. There's that. Put the top on, we'll put it down to medium. I had my salad, my homemade ranch dressing, and whisking all this together. Had some folks that brought some baked beans. Those were yummy. They had hunks of bacon on the top. I was like, I'm gonna have to find out who made that. I think it reminds me of a recipe that my mom had. These are all gratin potatoes. Where you put ground beef, bacon, and your beans, and you get it all mixed together. That wanted to clump up on me a little bit. Probably need a little bit of bigger bowl, but we're gonna see if we can't make this work. I gotta make it work. Because I don't know where my other ones have went. I think that I have taken them off and they have not returned like they should have. You know how those things happen. I had the perfect dish for these potatoes like this. I don't see any more clumps in that. Put that right there. We'll put our potatoes in it. I have done the same thing and put some extra potato chips. And I think I'm gonna do that right now. Watch and see what I'm about to do. We love these Miss Vickie's jalapeno potato chips. So I'm just gonna put a couple in there. This is just gonna give us just a little bit of flavor. And I'll snack on those later tonight. What's left in there. That's gonna be good. There we go. So, did that get hot enough yet? Not quite. It's almost there. And that'll be fine. Does it say to cover it? Bake uncovered. Okay. So we'll pop that in when it's time. Let me get my bacon canister. that'll be good for that. Cover it back over. We had some pies today. I didn't get any dessert. I'm trying to slim on down. I probably shouldn't have these potatoes tonight, but I'm going to want something or I'll be hungry at midnight again. You ever do that? You have dinner and then you're hungry before it's time. So, all right, we're going to start this process here. So what I've been doing is I've had this in the salt brine in the refrigerator. I brought it out to help pull it up to room temperature. The last time I did this, those chicken breasts were so big, I cut them in half, but these are thinner. I'm not going to add any salt because they don't need any. I'm just going to press it down into that mixture, like so. If you don't like the buffalo style, don't use buffalo style. Well, we happen to like the buffalo style here. Things are flying around back there. I know what that was. So look at how pretty this is going to be. These are 4 little chicken breasts. I didn't know what I was going to do tonight, and I was walking through the grocery store and found, y'all know what I call it, the throwaway rack. And that'll be fine. This one's going to be a little bit harder, ain't it? It's a little bit harder. Because it's the last one. My stuff is running low. And now my fingers are wet, so it's wanting to get on my fingers instead of the rest of the chicken. But that looks good. Let me wash off these hands. We were just talking, I'm going to make shrimp and grits one night. Do y'all like shrimp and grits? We were watching one of those kitchen nightmare shows. When I say a nightmare, boy, it's a nightmare. People's out back throwing up from eating the food in the restaurant. That would be a nightmare if people were throwing up from eating my food. We don't want that to happen. Look how pretty that is. It's not even cooked yet. So we'll put these in the air fryer for about 15 minutes. And I'm going to spray them with the cooking spray. I like to use the canola on this. If you wanted to add one of those butter sprays, it would just give it that little butter taste. Everything's better with butter, right? Oh, you like my shirt? I bought this one right after the Helene stuff. Hopefully supporting the Helene victims. Hello, Florida. So if you have a great shrimp and grits recipe, please share that with me. I have a favorite shrimp and grits recipe, but it's my aunt's recipe, and she uses a package that I know where she gets it from. She gets it from Paula Dean's when she goes to Savannah. So I would love to know what seasoning's in it. So I want to know what the seasonings are in it, and I want to develop my own recipe. So Why did I soak my chicken in that? I soaked it in that water, that brine. It's going to soak in that salt. It's also going to pull in that moisture into the meat so that my meat won't be dry when I take it out of the air fryer. So that was the whole purpose of that situation. This is close enough. But I'm going to stick that on in there. On that central rack. It's almost there. This says 25 minutes. I'll set my timer. And let her go. I don't have a time now. Let's see, that clock's off. I'll have to figure out how to keep up with the time. While we go. Oh, it's on my phone there. 7:19. We're already 19 minutes in. Can I see a close-up of your shoes? You sure can. It's Hey Dudes. It's got a T on the front, the orange, the white. You can see where it's gotten a little dark. Scuffed it a little bit back there. But that's that. I got my orange socks on too. My checkerboard socks. So there we are. Let me wash my hands again now that I've touched my shoes. So I started soaking my chicken. I read up about it in the brine like that. And it just makes it so much juicier. These may not take as long to cook here because they're not so thick. They're pretty thin chicken breast. But that could be all right as we go forward. Whoever Robert Mark is, don't respond to that. It looks like a fake. Up there adding all of you folks for commenting. Just go ahead and block that on off. I'll do it when I get done here. Did y'all see where that meteorologist in Nashville, because of the fake profiles, how it's hurt her family, things that are out there that are not her in a, I would say, a less than professional manner of what she would want to portray herself as. You know, sometimes when I'm on the beach or something, I don't mind sharing a little bit of my life, but that's about it. And I especially imagine if you've got a family or a pretty woman, all of that. So that's bacon. I'm going to turn on my air fryer and let it start to get hot. And then we'll put her back on for about 15 minutes. So, I made, and I got to find my phone. No. I made a ranch dressing, took it to work, and everyone said, that is amazing. So, I'm going to make it for you all tonight. The roommate, Chelsea, she said, Kyle, I give that, I hope this bowl is big enough. She said, Kyle, I give that 25 out of 10. Wanted me to make it again. I'm not going to make as much as I made yesterday for work. So, the recipe I put online earlier, I don't think I'm going to get a cup of Duke's mayonnaise out of that. I sure won't. That won't be a cup. So we'll have to go to the reserves. I went to the cheap store and they didn't have Duke's, so it's just going to be Kraft. But that's okay. I needed some, and I wasn't willing to go without it. All my stuff's still right here from last night, so let me just pull all my things over. We'll watch the time. Don't let the time get away from me so that I can get that chicken done. I'll go ahead and scoop this on out of here so I don't have two mayonnaise things going at the same time. I'm going to need 1 cup of mayonnaise. That might have done one sandwich. I love my mayonnaise. That might have done one sandwich. That might have been what made it so good, using that Duke's mayonnaise. You know what I'm saying? It don't even look the same. Look, that one's more yellowy and that one's white. But that's okay. It's thinner too. So, 1 cup of the mayonnaise. Throw that away. I think the recipe I put online was for a double serving, but we only need this one. But that's all that comes out of there. Hopefully I got enough of this other stuff too. I like making noises. All right, so we'll put our 1 cup of mayo. I'm gonna use that same one for the rest of it. We're gonna have half a cup of sour cream. I'll use this one, I'll wash it again. So I only need about half of this. There we go, there's a half a cup left. And I'm going to put extra of the buttermilk. We'll put a whole cup of the buttermilk because we want it a little looser because we're going to use this as a salad dressing. So there we go. Now what I did was I went ahead and started mixing this together like this. You can see all that other stuff's kind of thick, so when we get to the end, if we want to do a little more, we can. Try to get those lumps out. I bought these bottles from the old good old dollar store, and I'm gonna put this in it and label it and date it, and we'll keep that in the fridge here for us. Alrighty, there we go. I'll put that in that. Let me wash this whisk. I don't reckon there was anything in it that was bad from that other. Then the butter. So, 1 teaspoon of dried chives. So, I don't even know why I put this back on it. You know? I can't hardly get in it. All right, a teaspoon of dried chives. I'm gonna do a good helping teaspoon. A teaspoon of dried parsley. I'll put a little bit more of that one. And then it's 1 teaspoon of dried dill. Now, this one, we're about to our time here. I think the dill, I liked a little more, so I'm just going to do that and another scooch. We'll taste it and see if we need to add a little bit more. If you read the recipe I put on my Facebook post, I told you I did another dash. So now we've got garlic powder. or half a teaspoon. That one, we'll put a little bit more of that too. And then the onion powder is a half a teaspoon. And a little bit more of that one too. That's not going to hurt us. A fourth a teaspoon of salt. Let me get that thing. Remember, we got to do the salt, y'all. So we're going to put this in the air fryer. I've just kind of laid it around in there. Like so. And I'm going to spritz it just in case that's contaminated. I'm going to spritz it with that canola oil. So that crisps up. And we'll throw that back in. And there we go. We got our 15 minutes. All right, so we need our salt and pepper. There's our pepper. There's the salt. And that was a fourth of a teaspoon. And one of the folks at work said, oh, and it's not too salty. So apparently they liked the fact that it was not as salty as some of those store-bought ones. I thought that it could have used a little more black pepper. That's just my opinion. So we'll throw a little bit more in it. I didn't want to mess it up taking it off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to whisk all this together. It does tell us that the longer it sits in the refrigerator, preferably overnight, the better your flavors will start to marinate together. I think I want it to be just a little thinner. I'm worried about pushing it out of that bowl there. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to scoop just a little bit more of the buttermilk. There we go. So, we'll get a spoon and try it. That might be better than last night. No, that's good. Does not need anything else. That's good. I do not know where my funnel is. I might have a hard time getting that in there. I need the one I took to work because it had the pour spout on it. That's not going to work, is it? I wonder if I put it in this. Let me wash this thing out. You have to tell me if you're liking this or not. I gotta go back to work tomorrow, so we're dancing. Oh, y'all know that song? Dancing, shagging on the boulevard. They're gonna get me for singing. Takes us back to that good old Myrtle Beach days. What was it? Myrtle Beach days. think this will be better. All right, I almost got a whole bottle. We'll put our lid on it. And there we go. Homemade ranch. I can't get that thing off. It was from the dollar store though. Oh well. There you go. I guess if I had to, now I want to get it off. All right, I got another one over here. The problem with doing it the way I've done it here, we're going to lose some of our product. I'm back in the weather tomorrow. Then next week I get to run out and about a little bit more. I'm excited about that. I hope the weather's good. When it was all cold and nasty, I didn't mind it so much sitting in the building, but now that we're starting to get the winter gone and hey, so good. Spring here. That's got water in it. I guess I could have put it in little cups. So if I'd have made just a little bit more, I could have filled these two totally. I might have to master a recipe that will do that. Ah, that about got on my shoe. Did y'all see that? It about got on my shoe. I'm trying to get all of it out that I can. There we go. Somebody mentioned making a honey mustard, and I've never made a honey mustard. I don't even know what goes in a honey mustard, other than maybe a mustard. All right, get that off the floor. So, here goes our other bottle. Get it cleaned up so it looks all right. And the date on my milk is 4/10, and the date on that is May 7th. So there's our 2 bottles of ranch. We already got it made. You're going to the parade next Friday in Pigeon Forge? I'm hoping that I can get to do that. I should be roaming around. I just don't know if I'll get to go to the parade yet. Ah! That fell over. Made a mess in the floor. Did y'all see that? Maybe I'll have to go get me, if we like this, I'll have to go get me a better bottle than the dollar store. Because that's already broke. It'll be all right. So I would say, with that mixed together, well, 4/10's next week, isn't it? It's the 27th. So a week from today would be the 3rd. 2 weeks would be 10. And it says would last in a refrigerator 1 to 2 weeks. So, we're getting there, aren't we? I'll start cleaning this mess up. Don't need that anymore. Those boxes. That can go back in. That can go back in. See how that looks. That's crisping up real nice. I'm gonna flip that in just a minute. That can be thrown away too. Ever push the trash down so you can get more in it? I don't know why we do that, and then the whole thing busts and breaks. That goes in there. Let's see how this is looking. That is bubbling up and browning, which is what we want it to do. I have to find me another rag. So, we are 20 minutes to go until Andy. I have a couple of dishes to wash tonight. Let me see what y'all are saying. Hello, Deborah. Thanks for watching. Honey mustard is great with chicken livers. I've never had that. I'll have to try that. Honey mustard dressing. Okay, Jan, you gave me a recipe. Mustard, mayo, sour cream, milk, onion powder. It almost sounds just like what I just made. We just put mustard in it. There's my tongs. So I'm just going to flip this chicken over. Look how pretty it looks. Just going to flip it over so that it crisps up on both sides. Try not to knock off any of that good stuff. That one did knock off a little bit, but that's okay. We're going to lose some of it. We'll crisp that back up. That pan was just big enough for those 4 pieces. Them black-eyed peas are done. Dinner's coming right along here. Let me roll this back up so I can see the new comments. Happy birthday, Mike. Does he follow me? If you'll send me a private message and remind me, I'll make a video or something. You can request me on Cameo too to make private messages if you want. And I always donate that. Yeah, they make you charge at least something. And I always donate that money back to the food industry. That's my change from going to the grocery store earlier. So we're almost ready for dinner. Quick little simple meal tonight. Hello, Kentucky. Randall, hope you're doing well. Randall, man, North Carolina. Potato chips. We got some Newport folks coming in and joining us. Looks like we got another round of storms coming. Is it just me, or have you felt like it's just, if you're in East Tennessee, I can't speak for other parts, it's just been so windy this whole spring, past month. I mean, it's just blowing and blowing and blowing everywhere. We're down to 56 seconds, 3 minutes over here. We're getting it done. I like a meal when you can just have it done. The dishwasher is not fixed. I got to find somebody to come over and work on that thing. It tells me the code is that it's not draining, but there's no water in it, so it has to be draining. There has to be there has to be some kind of sensor that's gone bad in there that I don't know about, and the folks who came over and tried to help me. I'm going to take my Humira shot tonight. That's my last of the Humira, and next I'll go on to the other one. This one's already came. Amjevita. See if it works just as good. I told y'all, but I'm just so happy that lady was so nice and helped me get that down to 0 so I didn't have to pay anything. There goes our thing. That looks like that's going to cook down really good. I want to brown that just a little bit. Brown it just a little bit in the last few minutes of my chicken. I'm glad you're doing well, Randall. Linda, happy birthday to Mike. If you want to, you can send me that message and I'll send you something back for him. Christopher, I am making air fryer chicken. It's chicken breast, and I've coated in, basically you'll just call it the shake and bake, spicy buffalo. And then that's in the air fryer. I've got scallop potato, gratin potatoes are going to be in the oven. And then just a can of black-eyed peas. Try to keep it clean. You know, there's 3 of us in here, so sometimes it gets a little more difficult. We all just leave something around here and there. Hello, Aunt Hattie. Love you. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Cindy. Let me grab this chicken out, and we'll show it to you. That looks wonderful. Some of that fell off, but that's okay. Okay. Off. We can turn that off. So there's the chicken. So it's just like shake and bake that you put in the oven, except I do mine in the air fryer after putting it in that brine. So it's going to be nice and tender. It's going to be juicy. And again, don't, you can't overcook it because then it's going to, be dry. But if you use this recipe, about 15 minutes is all you're going to need to do. And that looks good. I like mine to get a little brown on the top. And if I didn't have cheese, or I would have cheese, and I would just sprinkle it on there so we have a nice cheesy top up there. It is Margaret Holmes seasoned vegetables. Again, didn't want to do too much tonight. This is just simple and quick. Did one of your smoke detectors go off the other night during your video? The smoke detector did go off the other night. What happens is crud gets down in the bottom of that air fryer, and the door has gotten lopsided a little bit. Oh, that hurt my finger. That's hot. Be careful, Kyle. Anyway, so that escapes out just a little bit of that heat. And so it's not fully locking in. I guess I'll just have to see if I can buy another door or buy another air fryer. But I love that New Wave one. As you know, we cook about everything in it. That and the Instapot. I've not done an Instapot meal with y'all in a while. But anyway, the smoke detector is in the kitchen. Just in case one of us leaves the stove on or something like that. That'll be good. That way it'll alert us to come on back and check things out. So here we go. This is going to need to sit for a little while. That's bubbling. That is bubbling, piping hot. Look at that. Them scalloped potatoes. Oh, I say scallop. Isn't it the same? I don't know. You'll have to tell me. If scalloped and au gratin potatoes are the same. But anyway, I see some of that butter in there. Of course, as this settles back down, it's all going to bind together. those jalapeno chips I put on top. Ooh, some of y'all won't like that, I know. But, again, the name of the game here is simple. So when we get home from work, we can dive right in. I've got almost 10 minutes to hang out with you all before we move along to something else. I'll just get me out a handful of these beans. Go ahead and turn that off. When it's just me or just a few of us, you know, I just opened the can. Now, if I was cooking for a whole bunch of people, there's them black-eyed peas. Look at them smoking up, steaming up. If it was for a bunch of people, I would soak them and put them in the crock pot or something like that. Scalloped potatoes with cheese. Hello, Dandridge. Scallop doesn't have cheese. Okay. I still feel like it's cheesy. Maybe it's not. So, that's looking pretty good there. Let me get my other phone so we can get the behind the scenes pictures. And I'll do it it's smoking up so bad it's hard to do. There we go. Maybe I got it. Let's see. Nah. All right, so I got my pictures. I prefer cheese. I like cheese too on my potatoes. So as that settles down, I'll take my shot later. Everything is off. Once that cools, I can put it back downstairs. I bet you that ranch dressing's going to be good to put on that right there. That right there is going to be good with some ranch dressing, especially that one I just made. They talked about it at work. I was so happy. Somebody said something about the ranch, and they said, Kyle made that. Hot peppers. You know, a recipe that I want to make is with chicken breast, and it's in the Instapot. And you put in pepperoncini peppers and the juice from them and cook the chicken in that juice. Oh, you know about something amazing? That is amazing. I don't know if this is going to settle down enough for me to be able to eat that. That's a little warm. I can't eat a piece of chicken. Sure, I'll do that for y'all right now. I'm going to get my fine china. I've dirtied enough dishes here tonight. Don't want to dirty anymore. Let me get me a dinner fork. I got a steak knife. I'm just going to use this one over here because it's not as pretty in case I need to take another picture. So remember, I didn't add any salt to that. This one is a little thinner, but I'm going to cut it right down the middle for y'all to see. Again, if your chicken breast is a little thicker, you might need to cook it a little bit more. Oh man, can y'all see the juices in that? That's juicy. Still a little hot too. So the chicken is already salty enough. I might add some black pepper to it. Got to try that? What do you want to try? So here's my beans. They need salt. They need a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, I'll show you exactly what I like on my beans. And I've started to like this with all beans. telling me I'm out? No, I'm not out. There they are. I'm just going to take one out. Hopefully it's juicy. One of the long forks. Let me get away so I don't mess up somebody else's dinner if they don't like this. So, bite off the edge and drizzle that vinegar on it. In the summer, if I have a fresh cayenne pepper, I'll cut that thing up and put it in there with it too. So there's my dinner. That chicken is so juicy. I might as well finish off this. There's only a couple in there, and then I'll go open another jar. I don't know if there's any, there wasn't much left when I left work, but I said, y'all have it here, and I'll get my bowls tomorrow. Cindy, Aunt Hattie, if y'all are still watching, y'all know Aunt Nancy's the one that got me hooked on these peppers when I was a little boy. And I love them on my salads. And I love a salad bar. So Golden Corral, yes. Shawnee's, yes. Because they have these on it. Ruby Tuesdays. Let's go ahead and finish that off. Where'd that brag go? Didn't I get a new one? I had to throw it away, didn't I? There we go. So there's dinner. What are y'all having tonight? And what's left over from this? Vegetable salt. What's left over from this, I'll make for my lunch tomorrow. I have one more batch of that ham and rice. Thank the Lord for dinner, just in case I forgot to say that earlier. It's so good I don't want to stop. So, I'm going to make me a plate of that ham and rice, and I'm going to put the leftover beans over it. And then the other plate is going to be a piece of chicken with that. So I've got breakfast and lunch tomorrow. I don't know what we're having for dinner. We'll make something up. You know we will. We'll find something we like. I got to clean. I'm trying to clean out the freezer. That is one of the purposes of these potatoes tonight. I'm trying to clean out that corner cabinet. I'm going to get some of those things taken out of there and used up before they go bad on us. So I believe that sat for a good little while. We can dip this out a little bit now. So y'all can see my potatoes. With those jalapeno chips. To me, the jalapeno chips are what makes it zing. So if I'd have had a bigger pan, I probably could have used it. It would have just spread that out a little more, made it a little thinner and a little crispier. But that's the pan I use on this. That's so hot. And you see that potato chip from that package. That's it right there. It got just as soft and tender. Oh, I might be getting too much spice here. Let me find my water. Here we go. That's going to be real good. So, we are about to our time. We got 2 minutes. Y'all got something y'all want to say? Crock pot, smoked sausage, potatoes, green beans, and onions. Was all that in one crock pot? I do make homemade chicken wings. There is a video if you'll search for it. I've made them in the air fryer before. I was thinking about something the other night. I've got some wings up there. Maybe one Sunday afternoon we'll make some wings together. A hard-boiled egg. Oh, that could be real good. You might have me on something new there. So, let me get some more water. So, I'll go to bed here shortly. So I can get up. 6:30 a.m. tomorrow is my wake up time. At least I sleep in. I told the kids today, I said, you know, my alarm clock is 1:30 a.m. on some mornings, and they thought. They're always amazed when I say that. But yeah, sometimes we get up early, don't we? So, it is now 7:59. We're going to call it a night. We're going to get over there, watch the old Andy, finish off my dinner. I hope y'all have a blessed evening. And I'll see y'all next Tuesday, if not before. So, bye-bye. Invite a friend to the page, please. And hit the like button. Love you.